amigos? Thanks for coming by, and I know it's been a little bit, but I'm on my way to scooters right now. Not that they're open, but Mark says he will allow me to utilize the press that they have there, because I bought a new cam for the Shovelhead because my old cam was a little bit worn out, found some flat spots on some of the lobes. The reason I noticed that there was something wrong with the cams because I could not get the pushrod adjustment right. So I bought a new cam from overseas, by the way. Thank you, Steve, from Wales, of the United Kingdom, for getting this cam to me. I noticed that, well, you know, the cam is actually brand new. It still had some of the old cosmoline still on it, and it was old and dried up, which told me it had never been used. So when you have brand new gears on old gears, that tends to maybe cause a little bit of more excessive wear. So I found that I had a pinion gear that I had bought brand new on accident years ago for the Evo. It turned out it was for a Shovelhead, a late model Shovelhead. So I tried to get my old pinion gear off, but to no avail. No matter what puller I used, it just wasn't coming off. I used a little heat. Actually, I used a lot of heat. It still wasn't coming off. So I said all this to say this. I'm just going to utilize the press and take the old gear off of the old cam and put it on the new cam, so that way all the gears in the nose cone that which know each other can continue to fellowship in the work of making this motorcycle work. So anyway, without any more further ado, I'm going to get the scooters. Okay, there it is. It's in there, and maybe the thing will come out. Who knows? It's been in there since 1979, so it may not want to come out. But anyway, as I was trying to say before, but I wasn't recording, me and Mark here sitting here having a nice little fellowship and talking about the things of the Lord. You know, like the thief on the cross who died with the Lord Jesus. He said, "This day you should be with me in paradise." If anybody were to ask him in heaven, "What are you doing here?" Anybody of authority, all he had to do was point to the Lord Jesus, because that guy said, "I can be here." So the moral of the story is, anyone who shall call on the name of the Lord, whether of baptism, whether of doctrine, whether of background, who cares, wherever you come from, the vilest offender who truly believes that moment from Jesus of pardon he shall receive. So believe on the Lord Jesus Christ, he shall be saved. And anyway, but that's another subject. But I think Mark wanted to say something too.
I just wanted to say that I'm always glad for Corey to come by the shop. Anytime he comes by, we have church. And you know, the word says, wherever there are two or more gathered, there I will be also. So Corey comes by, and a couple other Christian brothers come by occasionally, and we have church usually for 10 or 15 minutes, and it's not even Sunday morning. So keep that in mind.
Something like that. And then on to regular business, which is, let's see if this works. So I'm gonna grab onto this thing right here and just, and it's coming down, it's coming down. Let's see if the years of being mated together keeps it permanent. I don't know. This is a little press. So, oh, I heard it move. It's coming out. There we go. Okay, I need two hands to hold the cam so that it doesn't just fall out on the concrete, okay? So I'm gonna put you guys down. And there it is. It came out with a little bit of protest, but let's see if I can get the new one in the old cam and see if I can get lucky with that. You know what I mean? Because I did do this. I did make the best I could with some timing marks here. As you can see, there's a cutaway right there. Those little scratchy marks that I made right there, got to be in the center of the cutaway on the new cam. So I'm not a professional, but I'm playing one on YouTube. So first, let me see if I can get the new cam out of the new gear. Don't want to get ahead of myself. Pull on the handle. I thought I felt it good. Oh, there it goes. There it goes again. Oh, here we go. Yeah. It's coming out. There we go. Oh. There we go. Just like that. Take the old gear, put it on here, try to get my timing just right, you know. Okay, it looks like it's about as good as I'm going to get it with what little light I can see. I really won't be able to know until I finally get the thing pressed in there, and then we'll see what it looks like. Okay, is it going to go in? Oh shoot, it's got cocked a little bit. It's going down. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, I think that's about where I want it. Heck yeah. Now to get this thing home. And okay, I'm back here at the house, and as you guys can see, as soon as I unroll all of this, the old cam with the new gear, obviously I'm not using the old cam. I was just really surprised that my suspicions were, you know, they were confirmed, because when I feel the lobes like this, something just doesn't feel right. It's like there's a flat spot right there. In fact, I know there is because I can just feel it. And this is the exhaust cam right here, or the lobe, and I can feel the same on the intake, but it's not as severe as it is on the exhaust, which explains why I couldn't get my front exhaust push rod adjusted right, which was probably playing a role in why I couldn't kickstart the thing, because I also know that whenever you're having trouble with kickstarting, sometimes your push rod adjustment plays into effect on that. Anyway, here we are with the new cam with the old cam gear. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing installed. And I know I'm late with this video, but I know you guys might find this, or maybe some of you new guys who have been watching for maybe, I don't know, 6 months or something like that. I'm not a professional by any means, you know, and I try not to play like I am. I know I do a lot of heavy handing on my videos, and I just want to make them entertaining, but it also makes me look like I'm a better mechanic than what I really am. But to be honest, sometimes one reason why I'm late is there's just days where I feel like I just can't do it. You know, I mean, we'll do what exactly? Well, just what I'm doing here, trying to fix this motorcycle. And you know, this is definitely not how-tos type stuff. It's just, this is what I'm doing, you know, whether I'm doing it right or wrong. But I have done this before on my Evo bagger when I put an EV13 cam in that. I didn't make a video of it, I didn't record it, but it worked out fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the cleaning this off. It still has some of the old Cosmoline on there, which tells me that the thing is not even used. And I can run my finger on this cam lobe, which is the front exhaust, and it feels a lot more round before it comes to the tip. So I know good and well that that old cam was wore out. So I'm gonna quit talking, I'm gonna get this cleaned up. And much kudos to the missus for doing some filming. Isn't she a sweetheart? Timing marks on my cam. There's one here, and there's one right there. So this one here is going to go line up with the pinion, and this one's going to line up with the breather. So let me see if I can get that in there just right. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but those timing marks are lined up, and those timing marks are lined up. So that's very important. Okay, you guys didn't see what else I did, but I just didn't feel like filming it because, you know, it's not rocket science to adjust push rods. But then again, I've never adjusted push rods on hydraulic lifters on a shovel head. It's totally different than an Evo. I know that, well, the directions say this. Okay, the directions say with the engine cold, remove the old push rods, replace them one at a time on the low side of the cam, which it did that with the new push rods. Adjust to 0 lash, meaning like no up and down slack, no side wobble, which I don't know how in the world you get no side wobble because the bottom end of those push rods are narrower than the cup of the lifter. Anyway, they still moved, but there was no up and down slack, but I just went with it. And then 3 additional turns, making the rod longer, so 3 turns equals 4 turns on a stock rod, and then tighten the lock nut, and I've done that. And then what you do, you wait a little bit until you can freely turn these things, which means the valve is shut. Valve is shut on that one. These are on the left side of the cam. Jam nut is set. So I'm going to put these together or close them up and then put the air cleaner on and then see how well this POS runs. Gas. Is there any gas in there actually? Oh yeah, there's fuel. We got gas. Turn on the ignition and I smell fuel. Hopefully I'm not flooding it out. Turn on this. I don't like using this button right here, but I got it rigged up where I can hit the solenoid over here. And I'll see what happens. Okay. All right, it's the next day, and to be honest, I'm really not satisfied with the noise that I'm hearing from this engine, and I'm pretty sure it's something I've done. I've heard several Shovelhead motors run with hydraulic lifters that are a heck of a lot quieter than this, and I've inquired of a good friend of mine who said that maybe I just have some loose push rods anyway after I'd properly done my adjustment. I don't know. Like I said, I've never messed with hydraulic push rods on a Shovelhead, and I'm sure you guys in the comments will comment down below, or maybe have already commented down below, how I probably didn't need to do what I did with the oil. After running this thing, I went and watched the Pacific Mike video, and he puts them in dry, and so I don't know. But I'm just going to go ahead and check these again, maybe adjust them down some more. It's only a couple of thousandths when you make a couple of turns, so I mean, how bad can it be? If I go too much, who knows. But I'm going to try that. Alright, go up. You see the exhaust went up, it's going back down. The intake went up, and it's going back down. Okay, they're both down. I can turn it, and it just doesn't, I don't know. This is real easy to turn, so maybe if I rotated a couple of flats, it may get better. I don't know, we'll see. Let's see here. If I can hold this here, and I'll just rotate this a couple more flats. 1, 2, maybe even one more. We'll see what happens. 3. Alright, we'll let that sit. Let me try this one here. I have a little bit of side-to-side play I can feel on this one. I'm going to rotate that one maybe a couple of flats. 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to tighten this jam nut. I could have came loose a little bit, but then this adjustment went the other way, so have a hold of that and run it this way. Still got some side-to-side play, which I don't like. Okay, I've done the best I can, as far as I can go, as far as what I can think I could need to do. I added a little lanyard to the turns, and as you see, I got a different shirt on too, you know, because I went to church today and now I'm back. And so let's see if this improved anything at all. Okay, turn on the ignition, turn on the gas, and I'm not really feeling like kicking it, so I'm just going to use my electric start. Here we go, fire in the hole. Ah, shoot. Maybe I better pull the choke, you know? right, that right there I can live with. I did not hear any push rods hitting the rocker arms and nothing like that. All I could hear was the sound of the rollers on the tappets rolling against the cam, and it was an even sound. Like with the old cam, I would hear the rollers rolling on the cam, but I would hear one that was louder than the other. Obviously it was that flat spot that I had on the old cam. But all I can hear now as far as engine noise is the rollers on the cam, and that's it. That's exactly all I want to hear. So no more ticky-tacky like I heard before. And okay, let me shut the door now that the lens is fogging up. But anyway, as you can see, the weather is very undesirable outside, or else I would take this motorcycle for a ride. Actually, there's more to it than that. It wouldn't matter if the weather was good or not, because I'm having a little trouble with putting this wheel on with that 51 tooth sprocket. I guess I won't be riding it today because the chain is too short. It was running a 48 and it does not want to run a 51, so I've got another one coming in the mail, and hopefully it'll perform satisfactory, you know, as factory spec. 23 up front, 51 in the back, with hydraulic lifters, just like it would have came from the factory, minus the fact that it has an S&S carburetor on it. Hopefully I will be riding this thing sometime this week. I kind of miss riding this bike, you know, when it was running fine, when it was running last time. It's been my go-to bike to want to go ride. You know, lately it's been this bike I've been wanting to ride, which is a whole lot of fun. So, well, if you can hear the rain coming, you know. Anyway, so that's another story, and I don't know what else to tell you guys. I just really wanted to update you what's going on with me. I know I haven't uploaded in a while, and hopefully I can get back to uploading on a regular basis, but I'm going to save you the sob story. So anyway, as always guys, you keep the rubber side down, and you be good to yourselves. And thanks a lot.